Tragedies occur within the domestic sphere often carry a profound, haunting weight. They happen behind closed doors, places meant to be sanctuaries, but sometimes the line between safety and unimaginable horror dissolves in a matter of minutes. On August 6, 2026, emergency services in Mandan, North Dakota, received a call that no first responder ever wants to hear. What unfolded at a residence on South Frontier Trail left a community shattered, two young children dead, another fighting for survival, and a family that is irreparably broken. I'm Wendy, and today on Undetected Footprints, we are examining the chilling details of the case against 22-year-old Kaylee Renee Earhart, unpacking the timeline, the systematic warnings, and the devastating reality of domestic violence and severe mental health crisis turning fatal. For people out there who don't believe the evil is running amok in America, listen to this story. Because what this mother did was horrible and it was absolutely pure evil. To understand the sheer horror of August 6th, we have to look at how it began. In Mandan police, officers rushed to a home on South Frontier Trail following a frantic 911 dispatch. When officers arrived at the scene, they were met with immediate chaos and trauma. Standing in the front yard were the children's father and grandmother. They were desperate and displaced from their own home. Stepping inside, officers encountered a grim scene. According to court records, Mandan police officer Long located 22-year-old Kaylee Earhart inside the residence. She was covered in blood, holding a kitchen knife to her own throat. As authorities confronted her, Earhart reportedly dropped the weapon and told officers to take her life before she was taken into custody. Moving past her into a bedroom just off the living room, officers found three small children lying motionless on a bed. All three had suffered severe knife wounds, heavily concentrated around their necks. The victims were heartbreakingly young. An infant under 6 months old, identified in court documents by the initials AE, who sustained horizontal lacerations to the neck and the clavicle area. The baby was rushed to St. Alexis Medical Center, where she was tragically pronounced dead that evening at approximately 7 p.m. The next, a 3-year-old child, ME, who suffered a wide, deep neck laceration that severed her trachea, alongside a wrist injury that medical examiners noted as a potential defense wound. She was transported to Sanford Health, where she passed away shortly after midnight. A 2-year-old child with the initial CE, who also suffered severe neck lacerations, but thankfully survived following emergency surgical intervention. How did a domestic environment spiral into this level of unspeakable violence? To find out, investigators had to piece together the terrifying moments leading up to the 911 call. Before we get to that point, I want to show y'all a picture of the three little babies and a picture of the mother who is nothing more than pure evil. How does a mother do that to her own kids? So let me show y'all a picture of the three kids first from Law and Crime, and then a picture of the mother. Right here is a picture of the three little babies. The amount of terror them babies are in. I'm going to skip a little forward and show y'all. Here's a picture of Kaylee, the monster who tried to take her three kids' lives, but miraculously, the youngest one survived. There's no words to say for what she did. It's just horrific. Now, we're going to get back to the story. Let me know. According to investigative records filed in Morton County District Court, the violence was preceded by an intense domestic dispute between Kaylee Earhart and her husband. Court documents revealed that Earhart threatened her husband with a 10 Glock 19 handgun while simultaneously holding one of the young children. During this harrowing standoff, she allegedly told him, "Say goodbye to your kids." What followed was a desperate physical struggle for survival. The husband managed to disarm Earhart, quickly taking the firearm apart and scattering its components throughout the house to prevent her from accessing it. During this struggle, Kaylee bit and scratched her husband. As the confrontation escalated, Kaylee locked the adults out of certain areas, retrieved a knife, and chased the family members out of the residence. Sometime during our immediately after this chaos, she carried out the horrific attack on her children inside the bedroom. When interviewed by police later, Kaylee acknowledged placing the children on the bed, chasing the adults out of the house with a knife, and holding the weapon when law enforcement arrived. However, she claimed to investigators that she did not remember everything that occurred during those fatal minutes. Whenever a tragedy of this magnitude strikes the community, and investigators are left asking the heaviest questions of all: could it have been prevented? What do y'all think? As detail emerged in court, a troubling history came to light. Kaylee's husband told investigators that she had previously made explicit comments about taking herself out and the children. Furthermore, court records and statements indicated that Kaylee had been committed to mental health services roughly 12 to 18 months prior to the incident, and the family had active involvement with social services. When the husband said that, looking back, it makes you think that he would have taken the kids from her to keep them safe. People tell you who they are, and you should believe them. It paints a picture of a household under severe strain, a mix of acute domestic turmoil, severe untreated or recurring psychological distress, and a safety net that ultimately failed to catch a catastrophic mental break. The legal system has moved in response. Kaylee has been formally charged in Morton County District Court with a staggering list of felonies, two counts of Class AA felony murder, one count of Class A felony attempted murder, three counts of Class B felony aggravated assault, two counts of Class C felony terrorizing, and one count of Class B misdemeanor or domestic violence. District Court Judge Marina found probable cause for the charges and ordered Kaylee held on a massive $3 million bond, alongside strict orders barring her from contacting the surviving victims or leaving the local counties. A 5-day trial has been tentatively scheduled for February. Trials really shouldn't take that long to happen sometimes, especially when you have all this proof, all these cameras. medical records, sometimes law enforcement records. But legal proceedings will play out over the coming months in a Mandan courtroom. But trials, verdicts, and bonds cannot undo the trauma inflicted on August 6th of 2026. The two innocent lives, an infant and a toddler, were snuffed out in a place where they should have been safest. And a third child carries physical and psychological scars that will last a lifetime. Not to mention the husband and the rest of the family that were there and they know what she did. This case stands as a grim reminder of how quickly domestic conflict intersecting with severe unmanaged mental health crisis can cross the line to a total devastation. If you or someone you know is struggling with domestic abuse, severe mental health, distress, or having thoughts of harming themselves, know that there is help available. You can reach the Take Yourself, the crisis lifeline by calling or texting 988 or contact the National Domestic Violence Hotline at 1-800-799-SAFE. Helplines are free, confidential, and available 24/7. Thank you all for listening, and I'll see you next time on Undetected Footprints. Y'all have a good night.